In the non-member lobby, let's go to Ricky from Charlotte. Ricky, you're on the air.
Hey, David, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I caught your interview with Nick Majuli. Really like that guy. I followed his work. I'm also in the financial planning industry. I actually just quit my job at one of the major wealth management firms, and I largely agree with most things that you guys have been saying. And the one thing related to like financial matters that I've kind of had a little quibble with you about is in regards to crypto. And I think you were saying that the left shouldn't be like as antagonistic to it as we are. But I think like almost everything that I see with crypto is like the antithesis of what the leftists should support. Just the idea of like a decentralized financial ledger. I mean that's like the opposite of what leftists want. We want more centralization. Don't you agree?
I don't know that it should be an overarching principle that we want more centralization and more centralized control, period, in all cases, right? I mean, listen, my decision, right, is I value FDIC insurance. I value SIPC insurance. I value, to a degree, many of the systems that we have, and I'm comfortable with them. And that's why I have, 97% of my assets in everything from stocks to bonds to cash to real estate. Great. For 3%, I think that the decentralization experiment is interesting. I think that the diversification aspect of Bitcoin is interesting. I think that I want the volatility, which comes with potential reward, at a 3% level. So I think the problem is, for me, such black and white thinking, like, no. We should always want more centralization and more central control because we're on the left. Like, well, but do we? I think in a lot of cases we do. And maybe in some places we're open to other things, which for me is 3%, right? That it's not 100%, it's 3%. I don't think there's anything problematic about that.
I don't have too much of a problem with much of what you just said. I mean, and Julie was talking about optimal portfolio, 2 to 3% or whatever in crypto is not a bad thing. But I guess more my things with it, like just the idea, because a lot of the crypto community, they're trying to like their end goal is like for it to completely replace traditional financial systems, and I take a huge issue with like a lot of them. They've created like this cult of personality, and it's to me like I feel like it's like a pretty blatant, giant, you know, like they're all about social media hyping up this thing so that they can
Yeah.
boost their own personal wealth. Like
So Ricky, I think I know what you're getting at, Ricky. You're correctly pointing out there is a crazy social media fanboy cult culture around cryptocurrency, and that's a turnoff to you. Am I hearing that correctly?
Absolutely.
I completely agree with you. I think it's just silly. So here's my advice. Don't get all emotional about a lot of these things. There's, to a lesser degree, this happens with real estate. There's people who are like, you should be 100% in real estate and cash. There's no better income producing asset than real estate over time. Just get real estate instead of investing in stocks. Keep leveraging and getting more and more rental properties and rent them out and blah, 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 blah. No, that seems crazy to me. It seems crazy to put all of your eggs in that basket because you have mortgage rate risk, you have property risk, what happened, all these different things. Let's just calmly look at things and say, okay, based on the volatility and historical return of real estate, I want, maybe it's 18% of my assets. I'm just making this up in real estate. Great. I want 10% cash. I want 3% crypto. And then what's left, I'm going to do 70-30 between stocks and bonds. I'm not emotionally attached to the S&P 500 or to real estate or to Bitcoin or whatever. These are tools that I'm using. That's it,
Yeah. No, I agree. And so I guess just the last thing I'll leave like anyone that's listening with is just because anybody on the internet whether claims to have made money by something doesn't mean that it's a copy and paste method that you can make to use to make money.
Not only that, it doesn't even mean they're telling the truth. They might not even have made money from it.
Bros that are out here. Yes. But even if they are, that doesn't mean it's a copy and paste method.
Of course.
Necessarily. And a lot of these crypto bros that are hyping it, like the big personalities, they got in super early and they're just playing with house money, trying to see if they can become billionaires.
Yeah. Listen, you're breaking up, but the point is well taken.
I call it a pump and pump.
Yes.
It's not a pump and dump, but I appreciate it, David.
Ricky, thank you. There's Ricky from Charlotte whose connection just crumbled like a cookie that just went bad. It fell into crumbs.